This video is brought to you in part by Jackery.
Well, guys, welcome to the last video of the Palm Harbor single-wide mobile home.
That's right. Love it or hate it. This is our last project video inside our old single-wide. What do we got in store for today other than crying a lot? Just joking. What we got? What we doing?
We're going to be doing some drywall work, trying to spiff it up a little bit before our niece gets it.
Boy, we know how to go out in style, don't we? Drywall.
Yay.
So here in our old house, this spot is where our transfer switch used to be, which would allow us to flip our home on and off grid on demand. Obviously, it is no longer here. We uninstalled that, and this house is getting sent to our niece as a normal, regular, no off-grid house. What we need to do is address this hole in the wall and do some drywall patchwork. The first thing I want to do is remove the cover for our breaker box, so I have better access to it here though. I always like to back out the top ones a little bit, but leave them in so that I can remove the bottom screws completely from the panel without dropping the cover on the floor. With the cover off, we're able to see and get access to the area a little bit better. We have a wall stud right here and a wall stud right there. I don't have much room to add any kind of boards here for adding on for attaching the drywall. So what I'm going to do is cut back the existing drywall, half the width of the wall stud here and then over here. That way the new piece can attach. And what that'll leave me with is a piece up top to cut and put in as a brace. We've got wires running right through here as well. So that's another reason why we can't add any boards here to kind of hold the drywall. I'm going to use this 1x4 just to line it up and act as a straight edge so that I take my razor blade and I'm just going to draw or cut straight down the drywall just to score it where we want to take this piece back. If you didn't know, most hardware stores will sell a 2 foot by 2 foot piece of drywall for repairs such as this or other small projects. Now, if you have a manufactured home, it may not be 1/2 inch thick drywall. You might have 3/8, so you may run into that. This section of the home was new drywall whenever we renovated all of this a couple of years back when we first moved in this area. So this is 1/2 inch. Just know that might be an issue you run into. Otherwise, I'm going to hold this up and I'm going to get ourselves some dimensions using relative dimensioning. All right, what I mean by relative dimensioning is where you use a piece and you hold it in place to mark your dimensions. You don't measure with a tape measure and transfer, you use something to get physical marks. So what I want to do is hold the piece up with a little bit of a gap up here. I want to come down on this side and find where I need to trim it to where it can go right here at the breaker box. And with that, I'll carefully put my knife here and just make a little tick mark on the drywall. So I know for the right side, this is my dimension. Now what I need to do is find my width. And for that, I'm going to hold it here, come over to this side, put a tick mark there. Then I'm going to go here, come up top, and put a tick mark up there. What that gives me is a line to go from here to there, which gives me the width. The last thing I need to do is get my height on this side. So I'll put it over here to the left, hold it in place, and then put a tick mark on the left side. All right, over here on the stove, we've got our pencil now. I'm gonna use the same board just as a straight edge. Lining up with the tick marks left and right. Going across there. And then doing the same thing with these other tick marks, which gives me my vertical line, which is the width of the panel. And there we go. So now what I'm going to do is take my utility knife. I'm going to score and cut each of these lines, giving us this piece right here, which should fit into our space. All right, let's see how well this worked. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, next thing we're going to do, get some dimensions here for our little filler piece. This doesn't have to be dead set and tight. It's just going to hold this joint right here and keep it stable. So somewhere roughly about that size is what we need to cut and put up there next. With the 1x4 cut, we'll go ahead and slide it up in here, and the goal is to put it halfway behind the drywall, but leave about halfway sticking out for the new piece to attach to as well. I'm putting my hand up in here to make sure I'm feeling inside the wall here to make sure these wires don't go this way towards the screw, and they don't. They continue straight up. I'm just going to put probably 2 more screws here and call it good. All right, at this point, we can say goodbye to the wall cavity, put the piece of drywall up in place, and now have the fun part of attaching our screws, which all of these on the left and right side are going to need to be angled quite a bit. But the name of the game is to get them to bite into the wood and call it good. And there we go. My job is done.
No, no, no. Sam started this so he can finish this.
All right, fine. You're sticking with me. But just know, Angela is here. She's right behind you. What I'm going to do next is take some of this fiber mesh tape, the drywall joint tape. This stuff is supposed to stick pretty well, so I'm going to make it stick where it needs to stick, and then we'll start applying some joint compound, otherwise called mud. All right, so this particular fiber tape does have a little bit of adhesive on the back, so you're able to just put it up into place. And an easy way to tear it, I mean, you could use a knife, but if you take your knife, your actual putty knife, and do that, it's a lot easier. You don't have to keep swapping tools. So I'm going to apply this on the left side, the right side, and the top. Skills. Caught it in midair. Since we have such a relatively small amount of drywall work to do, we picked up a relatively small bucket of all-purpose joint compound. We go ahead and break this seal off. And then we can open her up. Looks pretty good. Go ahead and get not a whole lot, probably that much is more than plenty. Put it into our mud pan and start slapping it on the wall. Disclaimer, I'm not a professional drywaller, so what you're about to see is not professional drywall work. If I had to describe what I'm doing, first thing I'm trying to do is embed the joint compound into the tape. My goal is not to get a perfectly smooth result or hide the tape just yet. It's to embed the joint compound in there and into the cracks between the drywall pieces. I think for now, for the first coat, that's probably all I'm going to do. All right. While we wait for that joint compound to dry, let's take a minute and talk about today's video sponsor, which is Jackery. Throughout this video, you will have seen us using our Jackery Home Power 3600, which is a portable power station. In today's video, we've been using it to power a work light inside the house because there's no power in here anymore, and you absolutely need work lights to see how well or terrible of a job you're doing when it comes to finishing drywall. This Jackery unit is the Home Power 3600. It has an output of 3600 watts. Its battery is expandable up to 21,000 watt hours, and just as it is, this unit will power your standard fridge in your home for up to 14 days. It includes technology that's called ultra-low self-discharge, which means if you charge it today to 100%, stick it on your shelf, it is rated to lose no more than 5% per year, just sitting there on the shelf. That means charge it today, you can have it sitting, and in the event of emergency, you can count on it being ready to go when you need it. Again, the unit we have is the Home Power 3600. We've had it for a month and a half, maybe 2 months at this point, and I have really used this unit. It's not fresh out of the box. I have used it, I've scraped it up, banged it up, drug it through the gravel driveway with its wheels, and this guy takes a kicking and keeps on licking. Wait, what? Regardless, it is still working, which is great because I have intentionally been rough on this guy just to test out the durability, and it's holding up very well. Features like that telescoping handle and the wheels mean that this heavy battery can be moved with ease by me, Angela, or even the boys. You can also get solar panels with this system that will charge it up from the sun, which is a lot of fun. And if you're thinking of a more long-term emergency preparedness situation, that's something I would definitely add to your list. Looking at the front of the unit, you can tell it's got all the connections that you really are going to need for your home power situation or other uses. You have standard outlets on the front. You also have that 30 amp RV port outlet on the front. And then, of course, you have your 12 volt USB assortment over there to the left. I like the fact that this unit has tactile buttons you actually push. You don't need to use a touch screen, which is great for when you're outdoors in the bright sunlight, and it just keeps things simple. Just because it keeps things simple on the user interface does not mean this unit doesn't have any cool tech specs to dive into. You can easily download the Jackery app, connect to it through either Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, and have full control over everything. You can change a lot of settings, you can have a lot of power save options, and a ton of features in there with the app if you so choose. But I still like the fact they don't force you to use an app only with this device, and they don't force you to try and see a touchscreen out in the bright sunlight, because in my experience, those two things really kill the fun and make it harder to use in the great outdoors. Again, thanks to Jackery for sponsoring this video and for sending us this guy for me to have abused over the last 2 months. I still like it, still works, and I'll still abuse it for a long time, I'm sure. What in the world are you doing?
They're kind of puckering up, so I'm trying to hammer them in so you can fill them in without having a little mound.
I like your multi-purpose hammer.
That's all I have in here.
It's so loud, there's nothing to absorb the sound waves. It's echoing everywhere. We have quite a large hole in the bathroom wall that we need to patch, and for that, we are using a drywall patch. This is one that is very easily found from hardware stores. It's kind of a more stiff form of drywall tape or joint tape, and that it's supposed to span holes a lot better. The way you install this particular one is on the back side. I need to apply a thin layer of joint compound, then we press it onto the wall, and then using a larger taping knife, this is about, I think, a 10 or 11 inch, we go ahead and smooth it and press it into place and let it dry for a little bit that way. That way it acts as our first layer, just like we did back there above the breaker box. We do this and we let it sit until tomorrow. It's coming right through onto my hands. That's all right. That all wipes off in the water. I'm going to put this diagonally so it covers the most portion it needs to. And then we'll kind of squeegee it into place. All right, so we are done with our patchwork for today. And now it's time for me to go to the RV and get some water to wash my hands and clean up all of this. Sit tight though. I think we'll see you guys tomorrow as we do our final touches on all the repairs. All right, another day, and it's time to do some more drywall work. I'm going to continue to work right here at our old breaker box because obviously that's the one that needs to help the most. But then also, once I get a coat on this, we'll go look around the rest of the house where we patched things the other day and see if those need touched up as well. I also believe Angela's coming today here in just a second to show you her preferred technique for smoothing out drywall as well. It's not a pro technique necessarily because we are not pros, but it's what she has always used for finishing drywall that's given us some pretty good results. All right, just like the other day, the first thing I'm gonna do is scrape off any boogers. And now I'm going to put my next coat on. This is a big patch. Let's see if we can get it smoothed out. I think I'll stop there. I'll quit while I'm ahead.
So now we're going to get to the finishing stage of the drywall. So the two things you need to get started is a sponge and some water. I have a bucket here, so let's go get started. I'm going to put the sponge in here and get it to soak up some, and then I will wring it out. We don't want it to be sopping wet. And now we just apply it and go in smooth circles. So what's really nice about this is it's pretty cheap and it's a lot less messy than sanding, and it seems to give you the same result. So this is what we prefer to do.
And with that, I think we can say that our last project inside the 1988 Palm Harbor Singlewide mobile home is done.
Just like that.
Bittersweet or sweet bitter?
Bittersweet, because there's more sweet to the bitter.
Well, see, I would have said that as
bitter.
sweet or beet. No, not even. I really would have, wouldn't I? There we go. Yeah, a lot of memories are attached to this house. We've had it for 10 years. It started off as a $2,000 Craigslist find way back before we ever had an inkling of doing YouTube.
When I was pregnant with our second. So he's 10 years old now, and it's the only house he's known.
I don't think he's sad to see it go.
No, he's excited for his new bedroom.
Yeah, it'll be really fun to share that as far as their excitement. But this one's supposed to be a more sad video, Angela. More solemn.
I'm looking forward.
Yes, we are. We are very excited. Peace out, Palm Harbor. But it's not forever goodbye for us. It's going to my niece, and I know we're probably going to end up helping her doing some stuff to it. I just don't think that's going to be any YouTube content. Because not everybody likes to have stuff put on YouTube, and I totally get that. But for this one, though, the drywall is fixed. Which maybe you're watching and you're thinking, what in the world of a waste? You're patching drywall before a house gets moved and it's not even your house anymore. Consider it a goodbye send-off. We want to at least fix the problems that either I caused through the solar install or kids have caused through just being kids. And, why not, right?
While this is closing the chapter on this home, we will have a lot more stuff happening with our new home and how we're going to make it ours, and new decks, porches, and everything like that. So there will definitely be more videos to come.
There will. And of course, we're not going to leave you guys hanging on how this guy gets out of here, because it's tight quarters. And probably on video, if you've watched the previous videos, you're thinking, ain't no way. We're about to find out, like, tomorrow. So we'll be sure and share that fun, right?
We have a lot of trust in the mover.
Oh, yeah. The same crew who set up our new house are the ones who are moving this one, which is great. They've been able to see the whole situation and mentally prepare for it. But they've also done such a wonderful job with our new house. We're not worried about this one. So what do you think? Did you learn any tips and tricks on this little miniature drywall video? Or are you just here to hang out? Let us know in the comments below. Did you know about the sponge? I think it's a pretty cool technique.
It is. We used it when we did all the renovations before, and it worked really well.
It's true. Well, Angela, give them the outro. We got other stuff to do.
Well, guys, thanks for coming along as we did our last project on the Palm Harbor. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Bye.